Bonjour, Julius. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. I have heard so much about your military tactics and your great achievements in battle.
Napoleon, it's an honor to meet you as well. I have read about your campaigns and the great victories you have achieved. I believe we have a lot to learn from each other.
I couldn't agree more. I have always admired your use of phalanxes and your ability to quickly adapt to any situation on the battlefield.
Yes, the phalanx was a great weapon of war in my time. However, I believe that modern warfare requires different tactics and strategies. What do you think, Napoleon?
I completely agree with you, Julius. Modern warfare is much more complex than it was in your time. It requires a deep understanding of technology and the ability to adapt to rapidly changing circumstances.
Indeed, but I believe that some things never change. The importance of discipline, training and organization on the battlefield remains the same, no matter the time period.
Absolutely. In fact, my use of massed artillery and infantry columns was based on the same principles of discipline and organization that you used with your legions.
Yes, I can see that. But what about modern tactics? How do you think they differ from our time?
Well, for one, modern armies rely heavily on technology, such as GPS, drones, and advanced communications. This allows for more precise targeting and better situational awareness on the battlefield.
That's certainly a significant advantage. But what about the human factor? Do you think technology can replace the importance of bravery and courage on the battlefield?
No, not at all. While technology can certainly enhance our capabilities, it is ultimately the courage and determination of our soldiers that wins battles. That's something that hasn't changed since your time, Julius.
I couldn't agree more. So tell me, what was your greatest victory on the battlefield, Napoleon?
That's a tough question, Julius. I have had many great victories, but I would say that my victory at the Battle of Austerlitz was one of the most significant.
Ah, yes. I have read about that battle. Your use of the sunset maneuver was brilliant. You managed to outflank the enemy and completely destroy their forces.
Thank you, Julius. Yes, that maneuver was crucial to our victory. It allowed us to create a false sense of weakness and draw the enemy in before unleashing a devastating attack on their flank.
It was truly a masterful use of strategy and tactics. But what about your defeats? How did you handle them?
My defeats were certainly difficult to swallow, but I always tried to learn from them and use them to improve my tactics and strategy. I believe that a good general is one who can learn from their mistakes and use that knowledge to achieve greater success in the future.
That's a wise approach. In my time, I also faced many defeats, but I always tried to learn from them and adapt my tactics to the changing circumstances.
That's something we have in common, Julius. The ability to adapt and evolve is crucial to success on the battlefield.
Indeed. So what do you think is the key to victory in modern warfare?
I believe that the key to victory is still the same as it was in your time, Julius. It's about having a clear objective, a well-trained and disciplined army, and a solid strategy that can adapt to changing circumstances.
I couldn't agree more, Napoleon. But what about the role of intelligence in modern warfare? Do you think it's more important than it was in our time?
Absolutely. In fact, intelligence gathering and analysis have become a crucial component of modern warfare. It allows us to gather information about our enemy's capabilities and intentions, and to make informed decisions about how to engage them on the battlefield.
Yes, that's very true. In my time, we relied heavily on scouts and spies to gather intelligence about our enemies. But today, we have advanced technologies that allow us to gather information from a variety of sources, including satellites and drones.
Yes, and that information can be analysed in real time to give us a better understanding of the battlefield and the enemy's movements. It allows us to make more informed decisions and to adapt our strategy on the fly.
That's certainly a significant advantage. But what about the role of logistics in modern warfare? Do you think it's more important than it was in our time?
Logistics has always been important in warfare, Julius. Without a steady supply of food, ammunition, and other essential supplies, an army cannot function. But today, logistics has become even more critical, given the complexity and scale of modern warfare.
Yes, that's very true. In my time, we relied on local supplies and foraging to sustain our armies. But today, we need a sophisticated system of supply chains and logistics to ensure that our armies have everything they need to succeed.
Exactly, and that requires a lot of planning and coordination, both before and during the campaign. It's not just about having the right weapons and tactics, but also about having the right resources and support.
That's very true, Napoleon. So tell me, what do you think is the biggest challenge facing modern armies today?
I think one of the biggest challenges is the increasing complexity of modern warfare. As we rely more and more on technology and advanced tactics, it becomes harder to predict and control the outcome of a battle.
Yes, I can see how that could be a problem. But what about the role of politics in modern warfare? Do you think it's more important than it was in our time?
Politics has always played a role in warfare, Julius. But today, it has become even more critical, given the interconnectedness of the world and the global nature of many conflicts.
That's very true. In my time, wars were often fought between neighbouring states or empires. But today, conflicts can arise between nations on opposite sides of the globe and involve multiple players with competing interests.
Exactly. And that means that military leaders have to be aware of the political landscape and the potential consequences of their actions. They need to be able to navigate complex alliances and international relationships and to balance military objectives with political realities.
That's a very astute observation, Napoleon. It's clear that modern warfare is a complex and multifaceted challenge, requiring a deep understanding of technology, logistics, intelligence, politics, and human psychology.
Yes, it is. But at the end of the day, the basic principles of warfare remain the same. It's about having a clear objective, a well-trained and disciplined army, and a solid strategy that can adapt to changing circumstances. And of course, it's about having the courage and determination to see it through to the end.
I couldn't agree more, Napoleon. It's been a great pleasure to discuss these topics with you. I have learned a lot from your insights.
Likewise, Julius. I look forward to continuing this conversation in the future.